Hello. So what's up, y'all? The Songwriter Shit Genre back with another episode for you. Today I want to talk to y'all about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship and working a regular job. Is there something wrong with working a job compared to entrepreneurship? Starting your own company, starting your own business. Should everybody be trying to be an entrepreneur? Should everybody be trying to be an entrepreneur? Is it okay to not be an entrepreneur and do something different, What's the ins and outs, and what do you need to do to feel comfortable and safe in your life? Stay tuned. That's what we're getting into. All right, y'all. So, I feel like in the last, let's say 10 to 15 years, no, let's do 10. The last 10 years, the whole idea of working and the job market has indefinitely changed. The whole idea of working and the job market definitely changed. Everybody more than likely wants to have their own career or, start their own business. Working has kind of become like the second nature thing. Like back in, I believe, let's say 1930s or something. I'm messing up the time. But there was a time when, working and having a 9 to 5, that was the epitome of life. And I say like the 1930s something because I'm thinking about that time when all of the men went to war and then the women had to step up and take jobs and stuff like that. I feel like after that era, working became like the standard of life. That was what you were supposed to do. That was what it was. First, it started out as, the man is the provider and the woman stays home and takes care of the children and stuff like that. And then it just changed from that to working. Having a 9 to 5, having a good job, that was the epitome of life, to be able to create, wealth for your family and be able to support you and your kids and whatever. That was it. And that slowly changed, I feel, in like the last decade, because entrepreneurship, there were people like Jeff Bezos and a lot of different guys and women come creating their own companies and doing extremely well with it, and to the point where people were like, yo, this is what it needs to be about. Let's create. Stop, I'm making somebody else money, make yourself money. And it became a phenomenon. I mean, really, really big, where like majority of the world wants to create their own business, their own job, their own something, And that's not a bad thing. Oh, no, hell no. That's indefinitely not a bad thing at all. It's actually a really beautiful thing. But is it for everybody? Should everybody be trying to do this, Or is it something that's for a certain amount, a certain few, So I don't want it to be looked upon like it's wrong to have a job. Entrepreneurship is great. Let me tell y'all a quick little story. Like, I woke up this morning and I got up, let's say like 10:30, from like 11 to now, literally, because just now I just stopped to go and get something to fucking eat. But I've been working for myself all morning on the internet, working on my music, just like personally just working for myself from 11 till about 4, just going hard in the paint. And it's not easy. And a lot of people like to have that. There's a stigma attached to working for yourself. Like, oh, you don't have a job, or you might not be working as hard as somebody who has a job. Like, that just needs to be thrown out the window. I feel like it's even more harder to work for yourself. More harder. That's not really a word. But it's because you have to motivate yourself. When you have a job, somebody tells you what time to be there. Somebody tells you what time to go to lunch. And somebody instructs you on what you're doing for the day. Someone is telling you what your goal is for the day, what you have to do. You as an entrepreneur, you have to create in every single aspect of it. Every aspect of it. You have to know what time you're going to get up, how long you're going to spend doing this or doing that, what's your agenda for the day, when at what point do you feel like you've accomplished your agenda, how long you should keep going. And that's another thing about entrepreneurship. It does not stop. It does not stop. I got up early this morning working, but I'll also be, see, I'm tired working. but I'll also be still at it at like 2 in the morning and shit, you know? Like, it's a round the clock thing because you're doing something for yourself. It's totally different than having a 9 to 5. You're more instructed with having a 9 to 5. You have somebody, governing you and explaining and telling you what you need to do. You have to create all of that as a entrepreneur. Like, you seriously have to sit down and create all of that. And it's not an easy task. It's really not. I think even before I had quit my job a couple years ago and decided to do this full time, I thought it may be easier than it actually is. I feel like the hardest part of entrepreneurship is staying motivated. Because you have to be excited about stuff. Creating content and creating things to do, that's not as much as the hard part for me, personally. But going hard and staying motivated and wanting to keep going every day. Everybody just wants their pie. Nobody wants to go and deal with what it takes to bake the pie, measuring out the ingredients and putting everything together, finding a recipe. Just eating a slice of pie that you made and saying you made it is the goal, and that's what you really just want before anything. But there's work to do before that. I'd love to just wake up and just have it. My manager, my publicist tell me who I'm meeting with for the day, what artists I'm working with, and but like with any and every job, you have to start from somewhere, and that's not where the beginning of my journey is. The beginning of my journey is not just waking up and saying you have a 2 o'clock with Mariah Carey, then the 7 o'clock with Jennifer Lopez. No, I have to build myself up to get to that point. I have to create so much to get to that to get to that point. That's another aspect of entrepreneurship as well. Just the levels to this shit. Like, you are your everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am my creator. I am my marketing person. I'm my publicist. I am everything for myself. I'm my stylist. I'm my designer. That's another reason why I got into wanting to do the podcast instead of on my YouTube. I just throw up pictures because nobody don't feel like getting dressed for y'all every goddamn day. I gotta be beat, makeup and hair and all of that, and sometimes I just want to have on my scarf and my boyfriend's sweatpants and just just chill like that. But it's a 24/7 job. That's the other thing I say about being an artist and being the behind the scenes person. Like, everybody, I mentioned this before, how everybody should get their shine and doing what they do. Because I don't want to be this person, and some person can't be me. Like, to be a Cardi B, you on call every day. I seen her the other day. She was out and about and she got tight because I think it was Univision, a Spanish network station. Excuse me, y'all. Was trying to tape her while she was with her father and stuff like that. She was like, "Yo, don't do that. My father don't have security with him every day." Like, she got security with her every day, moving and doing everything that she got to do. But she's like, "My pops don't." Like, you're on call all day, every day. You are, your whole being is the product, So with being a songwriter or a producer or a sound engineer, you're more behind the scenes. You can live more of a regular life, but you do have to self-promote. And I feel like even once you get where you want to go, you still self-promoting, You still because you got to keep writing these hits so people know about you, so people request you, so people want to work with you. You got to keep providing content. So it's a continuous job. And some might think that entrepreneurship is not as difficult as you don't think that for a second. Don't think that for a second. It might look glamorous. I'm sure it does. It probably looks very appealing on the outside because this person is not listening to anyone and they doing things for themselves and they moving in the way they want to move and they don't have to get up and go to work or in the morning and all of that that's the pluses to it, yeah. But it's hard. It's hard. And not just with music, it's hard with anything you do. If you do fashion, like, you have to keep being innovative. You have to keep having some ideas. You have to take classes and to try to better your craft. And it's not just 1, 2, 3 and I got it. Anything worth having is usually not that easy, And that's why you do it, because once you finally get where you want to go, you're so happy. You're so happy because you went so hard. You've went so hard to try to make something and create something, and you're happy now because once you get there, you see all of the hard work. It feel better. It feel better to work hard. It just do. Somebody might say, like, what the fuck you mean it feel better? It feels better to work hard. You appreciate it more. It's about that strive. Like, a lot of times too, like, you see these artists, I think I mentioned this before too, and they come out and their first album is so good. Their first album is so good. And then, like, things that they may do after that, like the second album might not follow up. Because it be about that grind sometimes. That grind puts you in a different mind state, yo. That grind make you move, make you walk, make you talk just a little bit different. So it's good to, have our beginning and not just walk into the rainbowness of it all. And just, it's good to have a plateau. You got to get there, You got to get there. But the main topic on what I wanted to discuss is this entrepreneurial culture. Like, I don't want everybody to feel like that's what they need to do. I don't want everybody to feel like they got to be an entrepreneur, because you don't. You got to live your truth. And it's nothing wrong with having a 9-to-5. It's nothing wrong with it. Some people, maybe your destiny. The world can't go round if everybody is an entrepreneur. There needs to be somebody that work at a store. There needs to be somebody who's a nurse. There needs to be somebody who is a police officer. There needs to be these people in the world to make the world continue to go round. It just can't be, everybody got their own business. It just don't work well like that. And that's why you gotta do what you love and be proud of it. It's nothing wrong. When you're going to go take care of some business and you gotta go see your realtor, or you're going to get your food stamps and you gotta go stop it and see your coordinator or whatever. That is a purpose for that job. Somebody got to be doing that job. Everybody can't be out here entrepreneuring. And I don't want people to feel bad for not entrepreneuring. I might have had that mindset a while back too, thinking like, this is what everybody needs to do and this is the best way and the way to get it done. But that's not true. That's not true. And I don't want the younger generation to feel like that's what they have to do. If you want to graduate with an associate's degree and make 40, 50,000 and you able to provide for your family and you happy doing that, that's what you do. Don't feel like because the world is all about entrepreneurship right now that's what it got to be. Because that don't mean that's what it got to be for you. That don't have to be your future. That might not be your goals. I need everybody in this world to be proud and happy at what they are doing. I don't want to be pushing or shoving, my way of thinking or my way of life down people's throats. Because that's not fair. That's not fair, and that's not what it's about, That's just really not what it's about right now. I don't think that we should be pushing that on people. If it's your goal in life to do it, then it's your goal in life to do it. But don't be ashamed to have a regular job. There is pride. You hear me? There is pride in having a regular job. There are many, many, many people who have regular jobs and they are great at what they do. Sometimes when you're out and about in the world and you meet somebody through doing a regular job, like somebody's like, really nice to you. Something I was doing recently. I was buying something. I can't even remember, but I was buying something and the clerk there was just so I was in, I think it was Godiva. I was getting some chocolate. And the person was just so nice. And they were so knowledgeable about all of the chocolates and knew what they were talking about and what they were doing and seemed so happy to be there. And I was so grateful to come in contact with somebody that made me feel good about spending my money. Made me feel good about spending my money. Yeah, you don't have to be, the next Bill Gates. If you're happy at doing that, then do that and feel fulfilled. I think that's another thing too, because we all in this Instagram world and you see what everybody's doing right now, because the social media is like showing you who works where and what everybody's doing, and it makes you even more adamant on trying to show and prove what you do. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. Be happy at what you're doing. You are aiding to society in what you're doing. Don't feel like you need to be an entrepreneur. We can't all be entrepreneurs. And there's some people that are great at what they do. at their regular job. Like, you know, some people that don't even make a lot of money and they just really good at what they do. My friend told me the other day she ran into her old teacher or whatever, and she cried because she remembered how good of a teacher this lady was and how much of an impact this lady had on her life. Like, come on, man. Like, the guy in Godiva ain't think that I would be talking about him in a podcast or some shit, but he was that nice. He made a small impact on my life. After I brought my chocolate, number one, I felt good about spending that money on that expensive-ass chocolate. Number two, I just felt happy to interact with a human that was on a level like that, to be friendly. You know? I felt happy to be interacting with a friendly human. So it don't all gotta be this entrepreneur shit. Some people need people to help them get their business off the ground. You could be that person. Those people are vital to society, are absolutely vital. You know, you may need that side person. When Jeff Bezos just broke up with his wife, they just got divorced, he said he ain't have a problem giving that lady all the money that she wanted and needed and whatever. He split it down, straight down the middle with her, because she was there. She was right. She was, you know, from the very beginning. He needed that side person, that sidekick, that extra anchor to get where he was trying to go, period. And that's deep. You know, you know, you don't always gotta be the lead man in the game. You could play the assist. And playing the assist is vital a lot of times. A lot of businesses do not get off the ground. Can't really do much of anything without somebody. You know, most people that are on, and the most biggest celebrities, there's somebody that put them on, that helped them or you know, gave them an idea or gave them a chance. You know, there are people like that. So don't feel like there's no pride in being the side person, or, you know, having a regular situation. Like, there is really, you know, that's a talent in itself. People that could take directions, people that, you know, all have knowledge. There are just certain of us that are creators. But everybody's not a creator, and I don't want everybody to be pushing themselves to try to be a creator. Find what makes you happy, what makes you want to get up every day in the morning and do what you got to do, and be good with it. Be good with it. Like, I like doing this. I like helping people at my job. You know, the job I had before I was a songwriter, I was a medical biller, and I hated that shit. I swear to God I did. But every time I did it for so long that every time I did it, I was so knowledgeable at my craft. Like, I knew so much about medical billing, y'all. Like, so when I was able to help somebody pay their bill, or tell somebody how to get over on the fucking insurance company, because, you know, they always trying to get you and shit. So when I was able to do that, I was mad happy to be able to give. I was very happy to be able to give. To be able to give some knowledge, to be able to give something to, you know, help the next person. I was very happy for that. I was very, very happy for that. And it made me, I wasn't, you know, excited about doing the job I had to do, but I was grateful of being knowledgeable. And like, even in my regular life now, when it comes to some shit about some insurance or about going to the doctor or some medical stuff, I am the one people call. I am the one people call, and I'm grateful to have that knowledge. I really, really, really am. I really, really, really am. No, it's not what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. No, hell no, it wasn't what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. But it served a purpose for me, and it made me feel good. Especially, I get an old client in, and they got all these bills, and they don't know what's going on. And I love to be able to be like, well, miss, call this person, call that one, see if you can't speak to them. You qualify for this. It made me feel good to help. It made me feel good to help. Now, it didn't make me feel as good when I was in the studio creating my own tracks and shit, because, you know, that gave me a high that, you know, nothing could match. But I got a sense of accomplishment, you know? And I've always been that type of person. I love to be, I feel like I always say, if you able to repeat it back, then you understand it. If you learning something, if you in school and you able to teach something that you learned to somebody else, that means you understand it, because you couldn't be able to teach it to somebody if you personally didn't understand it, you know? So I love being knowledgeable. I really, really do. I love understanding something, able enough to go back and repeat it and teach it to someone else. That made me happy. That really made me happy to be able to do that. That really made me happy. I was really, happy to be able to do that. And I that's where I'm trying to get with my songwriting. I want to be able to be that knowledgeable where, people talking to me in music jargon and I understand it, I'm able to explain it back. I feel like I have the natural talent. Like I'm naturally creative. I can naturally write, but I do need to learn the business aspects of what I do. There's a lot with the business aspect, the behind the scene aspects that I'm not knowledgeable on, and I'm trying to get there. Now, there's going to be somebody who aids me in that. There's going to be a person that teaches me, whether I pay for the help or someone that I just meet along the way. There's going to be a person to teach me. And that person may be vital in my life because I might not get swindled out of money and swindled out of deals and shit just because of that person. And no, they don't get the fame or the spotlight that I might get, but they are, they provided a service for me and they fulfilling life by doing that because they doing something worthwhile in life. Like even my position as a songwriter. No, I'm not the artist. You're going to hear Mad at My song sung by people and you're going to think that they wrote it and you're going to give them all the praise for it. And some songwriters don't like that. They get upset because they want to be the artist. They want to be the ones doing that. And that's understandable. But in my life, in my journey, what I'm here to do, I'm good. I'm good with being a songwriter. I don't need nor do I want that type of recognition. I don't need nor do I want that. But there may be someone that does. There may be someone that does and needs that, that recognition. That's what their journey on this earth is about. But I don't want moving forward all, the younger generation to be trying to fulfill shoes that they might not be built for. They might not be built for. Don't let these kids think that it's shame in having a regular job. If you want to be a mailman, I need my motherfucking mail delivered. Somebody got to deliver that goddamn mail. I need my mail delivered. We need firefighters. Who gonna put out fire? We need people with regular jobs. We just do. Your food stamps get cut off. You need somebody to help you out with that. You need somebody who know what they doing, who's qualified to help you out with that. You need a loan for a business. No, that's not a glamorous job going to the bank. But I need a bank teller to get my money, to explain to me, things I might need to know about my account. I need a bank teller. It's not a glamorous job, but somebody got to do it, and you could find happiness in doing it. All of this conversation reminds me of my favorite book, yo. My favorite book is called The Giver by Lois Lowry. Recently, a couple years ago, they made a movie about it. But in the book is about utopia. Utopia means like a perfect world. So the book is, about a perfect world. And in this world, everybody has, most people seen the movie. I actually never seen the movie. I read a lot of books and I don't always care to see the movie. I like to have the book in my mind as the book sometime, But, and everybody is assigned a job in this book. Like to the point where there are people who just give birth. Like that's your job. You just give birth. Crazy, right? Crazy. But that's how this utopian society works, where everybody is given a job, and this is your job, and this is what you do, and you don't do anything. And it's crazy because a lot of people in the world, they just accept that. They accept that that's their job and that's what they do. They're not necessarily happy with it. They're not necessarily fulfilled, but they are aware that, this is their job. This is their job and that's what they do. So let's try to find things. Because I don't want, like I said, when I went to Godiva and the dude was man nice. I need somebody who's going to be happy working at Godiva. I need somebody who love being a firefighter. I want the bank teller to be excited about accounts. So there are stepping stone jobs we got to do. Like jobs we got to do, like, just to get us certain places in life. And let's just try to make sure that we are happy at what we're doing. It might not be running a Fortune 500 company. It might not be creating the next big app. And it's extra crazy when you want the money of entrepreneurship, but you don't have the qualifications of entrepreneurship. Because I think that's another gray area. Like, everybody want to be lit. Everybody want to get this paper. Everybody want to do all of that. And some people don't really have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, but you want that lifestyle. You want to make it seem, especially for the social media world, you want to make it seem like you have that lifestyle. You gotta find a niche for you, yo. You gotta find something. So that just means that you want to make a good amount of money, but you might not want to be an entrepreneur. There's jobs like that too. There's jobs that you can get to pay $70,000 and better. You know what I'm saying? To try to help you get where you want to go. There are jobs like that. There are jobs like that can help you get where you want to go. And don't just feel like there's not, because there is. There is. And everybody's not built for this entrepreneurship. I tell you, man, it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. What keeps me going is I just keep reminding myself that, honestly, how unhappy I was at my job. And I made a good amount of money, for the age I was and for, my circumstances in life. I made a good amount of money, but I was so miserable there. And I remember how I felt laying down my first track in the studio. I was so happy, so excited, and nothing else did it for me like that, Nothing else did it for me like that. So I want everybody to find their happiness. I want everybody to find their happy place. And don't feel like entrepreneurship is that because of the social media age. Don't think that, Especially any young people out there listening, like, find what you want to do. Not what everybody telling you that is you want to do, or that you think is the most cool and popping thing to do. Because you got to wake up every day and be happy doing it, yo. Nobody else. You got to wake up every day and be happy doing it. So I want y'all to be happy, yo. And if it's not entrepreneurship and it's something else, I need you to be happy in doing it. And do it well. And do it for yourself, Not for anybody else. Not for social media. We can't keep living for social media, yo. We got to live for ourselves and do what we want to do, yo. And not what we think is the popular thing to do. All right, y'all. I'll check y'all for another episode real soon. Okay? Thanks again. This is your girl, Shay Genre, songwriter Shay Genre. As always, email me at moviemusic.com. You can also catch me on Instagram at songwriter Shay Genre. That's SHAY. Welcome and goodbye. See y'all later. All right.